Hey, this is Wendy Day, and I'm chilling with Little Mo Films on the Chitlen circuit. Little Mo Ping.
So yeah, NuFace, man. So did you ever think hip hop would take you this far, bro?
Not at all, man. I've been a fan since day one, and everything else, going to the shows was always a prize for me, but being close friends with these artists and being in the inner circles and in these studios and being privileged enough to know these people personally and see that they're real people in real life, that's been a true blessing, and that's best part of the journey, man. NuFace was there. It was really about showing other people. It's just being there was getting the job done. Just being there is enough, because I've seen so many opportunities for me just being there. I never expected nothing. Nobody owed me anything, but the respect is real. Social currency is real. Man, I just love everybody that I supported, man, and this is just a manifestation, like my nigga Nipsey used to say, vertical, integrated vertically. Man, supporting people on my level and our level, man, let's rise together, man. NuFace was there, Houston Leather, 85 South Show.
Yeah, man. So it's on some junk like people ain't fans no more, bro. Like it seemed like for a minute in hip hop, it wasn't cool to be a fan no more. You know what I mean? It was like I feel like the rappers started saying like groupies and stuff like that. Like, and somebody who grew up in hip hop, seeing you made it cool again to be a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just a fan of your work, bruh. Like, you know, your work helped me get up today and go hustle. Or make me, when I'm sad, I'm down. You know, I like your work.
Yeah.
Speak on that, man. Like, what we lost that at?
It's always been that way, and that really what sparked my interest, because I would go to these shows and I would see the artist and 30 of his friends on the stage, and I'm in the audience and I'm like, we need that energy here. If y'all on the stage, who is clapping for y'all? Who is making the noise in the audience? And it usually was me. But I'm saying, if I was on the stage, I want to look out in the crowd and I want to see my family. I want to see my cousins. I want to see my fans. I want to see y'all out there, because that's what builds the artists and make that show go crazy, because they are a reflection of what they see in that crowd. So it meant a lot when all these artists now, they know it's official when NuFace is in there. And I want to show people it's cool to be a supporter, man. You know, that's what my life has been about, is supporting others. You know, being there was my win, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to show that, and that's what's been happening, because people, now I'm an adjective. People getting their NuFace on. Oh, I want to be like NuFace. My collection is like NuFace. I got this sign because of NuFace. Like, that's what that was really about, man, is just reversing the angles and showing it's cool to be a supporter. And it ain't just, oh, you hating or you riding dick. No, none of that. None of that. These is real people. These is real. I'm a real fan, and more of a fan, I'm a supporter of their brands and everything. And I just want to show love to all of them. So that's really what that was about, being a fan first.
So you know, Little Mo Films, man, I come from that Chitlen circuit, man, Chattanooga, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Now, Chattanooga, Tennessee, not the only part of the Chitlen circuit. The Chitlen circuit run all the way to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, back up to Charlotte, South Carolina, all those spots. You know, how important is the Chitlen circuit to the game? You know what I mean? Because I know I seen a lot of Atlanta artists, man, come through my section of the Chitlen circuit back in the day. Just to name a few, you had your Goody Mobs, you had your Outkast, your Young Bloods, Gucci Mane, Jeezy, T.I., you know, and for them to put our name in a song, bruh, like for Tip to say from Mississippi to Philly to Albuquerque to Chattown, you see what I'm saying? For Jeezy to on Trap or Die to be like from the streets of the Chat to the hoods of Decatur, he talking about my city. I felt like we got an impact on this too.
Because when they went to that town showed love, and there was fans in there that they remember that shit.
All man, I'm like, look, bro, I just got a show out here in Tennessee. Come to the show, man. You know what I'm saying? So he come to the show. Man, my first show, $800, man. I ain't even thank nobody. I booked this shit from my Twitter. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Shout out Chevy's, man. The first promoter that ever booked me, $800 drove to my mama's house. I thought $800 was $800,000.
And that's what I'm about, is creating a memory. So when somebody meet me, I'm not just like everybody else. No, when you meet me, I'm giving you value. I'm showing you love and respect. And hopefully it's going to be somebody to do that too. What I'm doing, I'm hope somebody copy me. Like, the more the merrier. It ain't nothing that, but Tip Toe's a great story, because when he got signed, he had to deal with LaFace, and it didn't really pop off how he wanted to, and he had to resort to the Chitlen circuit. So 24s, he was like, I was going to these Chitlen circuit cities, the ones that you name, and those people knew the words. That's the important part.
What I did was it was a storage unit, a storage room that they kept all of like, since they had then moved everything, all of the goddamn them promotional CDs, them big boxes of shit, ain't nobody had done gave out of my shit. I got all of them, and we hit the road. We started selling them motherfuckers, passing them out, nigga, everywhere around here. Birmingham, Montgomery, goddamn South Carolina, Chattanooga, motherfucking everything down there, Tallahassee.
But the Chitlen shit, the Chitlen circuit,
Yeah,
basically,
we
the
just
street
started
shit.
pushing and moving that shit. And
Everybody else going to New York or going to these radio stations, but no, you got to tap in with the people because that's who's gonna buy the records. That's who's gonna be at the shows. The radio station ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's important, but no, you got to tap in with the real people.
And I heard you say you was a big fan of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So I recently interviewed Project Pat and Crunchy Black, and they said that Playa Fly get the crown in Memphis.
Little more thing.
So nigga, Project Pat. I
Right.
interviewed Project Pat.
Right.
He said, that what he said out of his own mouth. He said, I asked him about Playa Fly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, nigga, Playa Fly really deserve the crown, nigga, cause he don't get the credit he deserves.
I'm gonna get a crown. I'm gonna get a crown to Fly, and because it to me, what people don't understand is I knew Fly, man. I knew Fly back when Fly was real young. Fly always been bumping to me, always. Fly always was hard. Like I man, when I had got out of prison, man, I was listening to Fly. I said, man, that Fly coming hard on these folks, man. Fly always talk some sense in his raps too. Fly hard, man. I mean, I always been a Playa Fly fan, man. So you know, I'm always if they would try to give it to me, I'm gonna give it to Fly.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm gonna give it to Fly, I'm gonna tell you why I give it to Fly, because man, I know for a fact, man, that Fly had a lot of opportunities, and he still got them. That he could really be huge. I always thought he could blow up and be huge. And I think, like how you said about how Memphis dudes had the game and they didn't get their chance. And I used to always say to myself, man, when T.I. blew up, I used to always say, man, that could have been Fly, man. I always said, I said, man, that could have been Fly, man.
I put him on the album, and I always fuck with Fly, you know. But I rode with Paul, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So until Paul had told me that Fly was cool, and he might took it back by now, but you know, at the same time, I'm rolling with Paul, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I fuck with Fly 100%, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Fly and Paul, that's their beat.
Yeah.
But I'm rolling with Paul, you know what I'm saying? Paul done paid me and made sure I'm straight. You know, Fly wanna be cool with me, you know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
Now you want a nigga to cool with you, and a nigga to make you help you, you know what I'm talking about? Which one? See, that's a part of what Charleston White say. A lot of us will take the stupid way out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just what's your thoughts on the whole Memphis scene and Tennessee just in general and Playa Fly?
Man, I love what Memphis, Tennessee is doing right now, but like I said, NuFace was there when like I was about damn butt booty naked, gangsta boo, Playa Fly, Crunchy Black, like the early days when they was dissing Bone, like, you know, Yo Gotti when he was in the kitchen, like I go back to those days, Endo G, like all these names is, and people was in Detroit, because Detroit was getting everything from the West Coast, Memphis, Houston, I was getting all that, and I was intrigued off album covers, so Memphis had gangsta ass album covers, man, and I related to them. Booty, butt, bitches, niggas on it, gold teeth, grills, syrup, everything that looked appeasing to me. And when I threw in the music, they had their own sound, they had their own music, they had their own dances. I looked unique. And back in the day, you couldn't sound like somebody else. In Memphis, everybody had their distinct sound, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they slang was the same, but everybody was different, man. Shout out to Gangsta Boo. You know, Kinfolk, Kia Shine, all them guys, man, show love. And Memphis got my respect from then to now, man.
All right, I know you got stuff to do, man. I want to wrap this up, man, but if you can give us any kind of Chitlen circuit story, man, that NuFace was there. NuFace might have been there when it went down, because we know you always in there. We trying to get in on it. We trying to get in on it too, NuFace. You feel me?
Probably when Run the Jewels did Tabernacle or Masquerade. Like before, I went to a show at the Masquerade, right? And they've had 3 different Masquerades now, but I went there and it was Killer Mike and it was ALP separately on the bill. right? And LP did this shit, Killer Mike did this shit, but they had one song together. And they came out and did that song, and I watched this audience go crazy. And from that show, in that little hood over in the 4th Ward, they created a group called Run the Jewels. And Run the Jewels right now is on their 4th album. They just did Jimmy Fallon. They just did a tour with Rage Against the Machine. And I was there when they wasn't even a group. To now going in the Madison Square Garden, courtesy of Bear and Killer Mike, I'm right there front row with Run the Jewels and Rage Against the Machine front row in Madison Square Garden for the first time. So to see, I'm addicted to evolution, and you don't get realer than that.
That's real, man. That's real, man. Well, we ain't gonna hold you up, man. Appreciate you tapping into the Chitlen circuit, Lil Mo Film.
Put it in exclusive, because you're gonna be the first interview to get this jacket right here. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lil Mo Film, shout out to Houston Leather, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, we out here, man. Shout out to HBUC. We outside, man. Papa's got a brand new bag.
Boom.
Lil Mo Films, you watching the Chitlen circuit. Y'all know what it is.
Lil Mo Film. Lil Mo Film, the Chitlen circuit. Believe that. Salute.
Lil Mo Film, man. Y'all stay tuned, pay attention, follow that boy. That boy got some shit goddamn cooking in the, like some gumbo in the pot, motherfucker. You feel me? Hey man, we gonna turn the shit up, man. Chattanooga, y'all pay attention, man. We coming, man. You already know how we rocking. We 6 stove cooking, 6 cell phone, bomb still in the bush. I do this shit, shawty. You feel me? Hey, we gonna keep this shit 1 thou wow, and that's just how it is.
Lil Mo Film.